Hi guys, in this video I will explain to you the difference between one-time spot instance request and persistent spot instance request. Normally when we create a spot instance you can't shut it down, right? The only method is you can terminate it. Once it terminates, it's gone. But there is a mechanism now available in EC2 that you can create a persistent spot instance, which means it's a spot instance that backed up by a spot request that you can shut it down when not required. But same rules applies if the spot capacity is reduced or gone for that particular region. Spot instance will get terminated with 2 minutes notice. So that condition is still there, and 90% discount is still going to be there. Only thing is like the behavior is going to be different, that you can shut it down, start it up when you require it. So I will show you how to create that kind of spot instance now. So you have to go to launch instances, go to the EC2 console, then launch instances, give it a name. You can select any OS except for Mac. Mac OS need a bare metal host, so except for Mac you can select any one you like, doesn't matter. So I'm going to select on Amazon Linux for the moment, and you can click on ARM x86. Then you can select any instance type you prefer. I'm going to go with T2 small. Then you can select a key pair in here, or you can go with not requiring a key pair. So since this is a test purpose, I'm going to go with without a key pair. It's not recommended, but that's the method I'm going to go. So you can select the subnet and those information from here. Click on edit and you can edit any information you require from here. And I'm going to select keep the default value from here again, no need to change. So where you need to go is the advanced details. The advanced details, you can click on shutdown behavior as stop. Okay, and then you have to go to here, click on the spot instances. Okay, now if you select shutdown behavior as stop from here and you click on spot instances, and if you go ahead like this, so I'm not going to do any changes to other settings. I'm going to keep all the default values. And if I click on launch instance, it get failed. This is because I have a spot instance type. I create select on the spot instance, right? But I kept the instance type shutdown behavior as stop. So if I go back to edit instance config, you guys can see from here I kept shutdown behavior as stop. It's not going to terminate, and I kept it as spot instance as normal without doing any customization. So this is the default method. The default method in the spot instances, it terminates, it cannot stop, right? So if I select on shutdown behavior as terminate and click on launch instances, this request will get succeeded. See, it's got succeeded. So if I go back to instances running, I can see spot instances test this particular instance is running. So it is not actual persistent instance, so I'm going to change my name spot test. Okay, so let's keep it initialized. So I'm going to show you the difference. Let's let it initialize, and then I'm going to click on another spot. I'm going to launch again, and this time I'm going to give it as spot. Okay, again I'm going to click on the same instance type, so I'm going to use T2 small. Again I will select, so just to show you that there's no difference on other settings. So proceed without key pair. Not going to do any changes, so I'm going to go to advanced details, and in here Again, I'm going to keep the shutdown behavior as stop, and then I'm going to go down, click on spot instances, but now I'm going to do a change. So what I need is spot instance which is persistent, right? That means spot instances will be there. I don't have to terminate it. I can stop it and I can start it when I want it. So I will have the benefit of 90% discount when I'm using it, and when I'm not using it, I will not incur any cost. The normal spot instance, you will have the 90%, but when you don't want it, still it's going to cost, right? That 10% cost is going to be there. But in here, in this new method, no any cost, because you can stop the instance when you're not required. So I'm going to click on customize spot instance options. So in here, the default request type is one time. That's the default method that's selected if you do not do any selection. That's why that earlier request only had stop behavior as the terminate. Okay, so I'm going to click on here the persistent. Okay, and I'm not going to give any maximum price, capped at on demand. So it says no maximum price. That means any spot instance price will be capped at maximum. So maximum on demand price. So it won't go beyond the on demand price. So if I'm going to normally use EC2, I will pay on demand price, right? So I'm not going to give any maximum price. If you want, let's say, to have your cost reduced and not to incur any on demand pricing event, you can go here and give a maximum price, but I'm not going to do that one. And there's no expiry date for this particular request, so it's going to be there until I completely remove this request manually, terminate this one manually. It's going to be there. So if you want a specific expiry date, you can select it. Okay, that means I need this persistent instance, spot instance, to be there only for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You can give the expiry date. Okay, so I don't want like that, so I'm going to give no expiry date. Interruption behavior. So let's say this stop behavior earlier which I mentioned is your action, user action. What will happen if you user want to stop the instance? This is the interruption behavior that happens from the spot instance side itself. That means no longer you have any spot capacity to provide you the spot instance. Then what it will do? Normally it will do is it will like terminate the instance, right? Give you 2 minutes warning, then terminate. But in here we can like stop, like change it. You can, let's say if there's no spot capacity not to provide us a spot instance, you can tell AWS, okay, don't terminate my instance, just stop it, or just hibernate, any option you need. So I'm going to give as stop. That means there's no capacity and there's interruption, it will just stop my instance, it won't terminate. Okay, I'm going to keep all the other settings as it is, and then click on launch instance. So if I go back and go to instances running, so my new instance still initializing, but early instance which I created, spot normal test, normal method, this one, if I go in here, if I click on stop and click on stop, I can't stop it because it's a normal type spot instance, one time one, and I cannot stop it and start it again. So it says it's a one time spot instance request. You cannot stop spot instances with one time. You can stop only persistent stop instance requests. So this only method I can stop this one is by terminating. Okay, and this one still initializing. I will show it to you once it's initialized that I can stop it completely up and running. So what happens is, like in this particular spot instance type, when you create a spot instance like that, you get created a spot instance request. Let me go to that one. So this is a spot instance request. When you create a spot instance, this one is get created. I have created 2 spot instance requests. One is one time and one is persistent. So both have been up and running. That's why it says fulfill. And this is the one time one. So what happens, like if I terminate this one, going to be shutting down, and once it's stopped, you go here, spot instance request, you will be able to see this one will be removed. And if I go back, now my particular instance will take a little bit of time, so I'll fast forward. Okay, now my spot instance is up and running, the persistent one. So this one I can easily go here and click on stop instance, and it will stop. See, request accepted, so stopping the instance now. Now my instance is successfully stopped, and if I go here, this 7 AP, the earlier one, it's closed now. 7 AP is the one-time persistent request. It's terminated. That's why you can't open that, because the instance is already terminated, and this spot instance request is also completely closed. So you cannot open it again. But my the other one, instance with the persistent spot instance request stopped, and if I go back again, see, successfully stopped. If I go back again, it will come to, it's active. It will come to stop level. So ultimately this will go to a state called disabled. So it's active means still in the backend spot instance active. So the one thing to note is, like, if you click on start now, it won't start because still your spot instance request is in active mode. It will take little bit of time to get this one disabled. Still, that means the spot instance resources that you requested is being released. You have to wait until it's completely released in order to start your instance back again. So you have to give it a little bit of time and wait till this becomes disabled in order to start your instance again. I will fast forward again to show this one being disabled. Now, so my spot instance request has been now disabled. So if we click on this one, it's disabled. Now I can go back to my instance, persistent instance, which is stopped at the moment. I can click on and start, and it will successfully start. See, starting of instance. So when you start it, your spot instance will become active again. See, active. So that's how persistent spot instance request will work. And this, by using this method, you can start and stop spot instance also when you required it, and only incur cost when you are working it, even the least cost. So if you have a persistent spot request and you want to completely remove that one, okay, that means you don't want a persistent spot request anymore, you are done with your work. You can't just terminate your instance from here and be done with the spot instance. It will work for the one-time spot instance type, but for the persistent, it will not do. It will create another instance. If you stop it, it won't create another instance. But if you terminate your instance in the persistent spot instance request type, if you terminate your instance, it will automatically spin up a new instance. The spot capacity is there. So if you stop it, it won't create another instance. It will be there. Your just instance will be there. It won't create new instance. But if you terminate your current instance in a persistent spot instance request, it will create another instance, new instance for you. So you might be thinking, okay, I have terminated my instances. That means my persistent request is no longer there. No, it's not there. So if you want to completely remove persistent spot instance, what you have to do is, like, you first better to stop this one, and then you need to go to your persistent spot instance request that you no longer need, and go to actions and click on cancel request. So in here again you will can select on terminate instance, confirm. Now only your instance will get completely removed. So if you click on it, I shut it down only right earlier. Now if I refresh it, it's going to be shut down and then terminated because I cancelled my persistent spot request. See, so I no longer need this one. Now only your persistent request will be done. So this is how you guys can completely remove a persistent spot request. See, my instance is now terminated because when I canceling my spot instance, I click on terminate instance, right? So now it's earlier I shut it down, but now it's automatically terminated because the spot instance is cancelled. Okay, I hope this helps you guys to save money and proper plan your infrastructure. If you have any questions, please put it into the comments below, and like the video, subscribe to the channel so more content, and share this with other people who you feel will help them. Thank you everyone.